If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck you. Welcome,
Restart.
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still Got Game, episode 489. Still Got Game is the official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Christopher Selden 007 Selden.
Name right, that was good.
I threw myself off. I said my full first name.
Yes. But it's Selden and I. We're back. No one else is here. Man.
I know Hit's going through his summer, heat index in Canada, and
he's also redoing
room
his
that
whole place.
doesn't have air conditioning right or something.
Yeah, he's moving stuff around, and
so he's doing all kinds of good stuff. So I know he's out probably for another couple of weeks, probably maybe.
John's just MIA. Tiff, no excuse. Well, this is the second show of the month, or third, so maybe that's why she's skipping. But maybe I'll hope to have her back the first week in September.
Oh, that would be nice.
Well, we'll see. The realisticness of that is questionable, but
she'll be back for episode 500.
Yes.
Only 11 episodes to go.
I know, that's pretty crazy. We're approaching that so quickly. I should probably start planning. But yeah, it's just the two of us, which means, as you know, it's probably gonna be a really short show with a really short after show. But at least you've got a shout. So why don't we just jump right in the mailbag for feedback and questions from our last episode. And remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Testarossa, spelled completely wrong, not like the Ferrari Testarossa. Testarossa comments, great episodes lately to break up the pauses, but when will you have more than just D Smooth and Selden 007? These episodes can't even get me to work and back. Work closer to home?
Work from home.
No,
sorry. Eventually we'll have more people back on the show.
We're doing our best, man. We're doing our best. Bear with us.
Hey, summer's always hard for us. We always are very spotty on shows anyways, so
just be happy that we're rapidly progressing towards 500, or scarily so for those of us that have to plan the episode. Yeah. All right. Next up, some fucking whatever this guy's name is. Treg with some underscores and some dashes, and stylized names don't go well to the podcast medium. But Treg comments, you guys used to have way more hosts. What happened? I think we've covered this.
Listen, they'll be here next week. Come back next week too. They'll be here, I promise.
I guarantee you for episode 500, you will have too many hosts that you won't even know what to do with. So then you get what you asked for. So just be prepared. Next up, Plush Snake 12 asks, what game disappointed you most and why?
Frogger 2, because it was just the same game. No, it's fucking Halo. Halo Infinite is the fucking most disappointing piece of shit game out there.
I feel like this was a softball question to make us answer Halo, so I'm not going to answer Halo. Most is questionable, but I remember in the 360 era, I was watching a lot of Discovery Channel at the time. Deadliest Catch was still in like season 3 or 4 or 5, and that show was so fucking awesome. And then they came out with the Deadliest Catch game for the Xbox 360, and I was like, here I am. I'm going out. I'm setting pots, dropping them. I can see them on the map. Turn around, go collect. Never caught a crab once. Hated the game. Got rid of it the next day. Disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, the other one that you could always say is Duke Nukem Forever was a huge disappointment.
my review on tiltdeploy.com.
Yeah. Let's see. Geez, I don't know. I played a bunch of shit games, so it's hard to say.
Crackdown.
My bar is pretty low.
Crackdown was pretty disappointing at the time. A lot of us just bought it to get in the Halo beta. I've already made up for this, but the original Gears of War, I was a little disappointed in, as it was primed to be a first-person shooter and then became what it was. But I've since made up with Cliffy B, and we're all good now. But
I mean, Cyberpunk was a pretty big disappointment. I mean, that wasn't really where I was hoping that game would be, because I was really hopeful. I was looking for that steampunk type of futuristic, cyberpunky type of thing going on. It just didn't pan out the way it was supposed to. So.
No, I actually just saw, it was either yesterday or today on Facebook, Dan Amrich, who works over at, I'm going to pick the wrong guy, Ubisoft. He finally got around to it after all these fixes and everything else. Played through it on a PC with a 3060, 85 hours, and has nothing good to say about the game after having taken that big break and coming back after all the bugs were fixed. So maybe it is time to go back. Like, his screenshots looked fantastic in the post and everything else, but
I mean, I'll say one of the other games I didn't really is the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was really hoping the nostalgia of that would come back and I would feel freaking awesome playing it, getting some co-op going on the couch, and it just, the game is fun. Don't get me wrong; it is what it is, but for some reason it totally missed the nostalgia click with me, and I was kind of disappointed with that.
I hear you. All right.
I mean, there's a lot of disappointment.
I know, that's what I'm wondering. Like, Plush Snake, how many more do you need? We gave you a few. Seldom took your softball though.
I honestly, some of the leaks that are going on for Forge really got me kind of excited about it, and hoping to see something come back that's pretty good out of that. But we'll see.
We'll see. Just out of curiosity, before we move on to Altius, when is the last time you played Halo?
Don't even know. It's definitely not within the last couple weeks. So
no, I think I'm almost at 2 months.
Yeah,
it's crazy. If anyone had told me that, I'd be like, bullshit, I'm gonna be playing this thing every night. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Blah blah blah. But no. So
yeah, I mean, it's probably been a couple months, because you have to go back to shortly after the fake mini battle royale release of that. They only gave you the one map to play it on, and they forced you to play it.
The season 2 launch. Yep.
Yeah.
When you want to go play with your friends, but you can't because you have to play their mode. Yeah. Terrible decisions. But that's another show. We've already done that show. It was called Phalo. So last but certainly not least, Altius asks, what are you most excited to see coming out of Gamescom? The big ones should be more of Starfield, Minecraft Legends, and Sonic Frontiers. Anything else on your radar?
I don't know. I mean, I was looking at the list. I mean, yeah, they're claiming they have 500 different game studios or consumer booths or whatever, for companies showing up. But I don't remember ever seeing this many. As I was saying in the pre-show, I don't remember seeing this many, indie companies getting pushed forward on this. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to come out of it. But I mean, some of the big titles you mentioned, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some information on it. But they're so far out, it's hard to get excited. I'm like, so I don't know what I'm looking for.
And you can judge on whether gaming shows are really back, whether Larry's going. And Larry didn't go to PAX East. He's not going to Gamescom, although I do know they have some people going for Minecraft Legends. But yeah, I think the other thing that I've noticed, which you probably don't because you're like balls deep in this shit, like just fighting off all the indie game cocks that are being thrown at you, but indie games, with the advent of Unreal Engine and Unity, like your shitty indie game can look as good as a AAA title, assuming that you have someone that can do art. And and maybe that's it now, is that because they don't have to look like 8-bit shit. Um, these things are, people feel like it's worth getting a booth or whatever. But then again, Gamescom is just so much bigger than E3 anyway. E3 is usually around 50,000 attend, well, 45,000 attend over the period of the show, and I think Gamescom is usually like 300,000, which is nuts.
Yeah, and I mean, they're doing it in person, but they're also doing, I think they're doing a heavy presence online too. So even though they have 500, it might not be 500 people, 500 different booths at the show. Yeah. It might be, a couple hundred at the show and 300 online or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out. I'm gonna be watching the news. I mean, it's coming up starting the August 21st, 22nd, somewhere around there. Yeah, so it's definitely right around the corner. So we're gonna have some flooding of news coming up. So.
Is hit in our chat instead of on our show.
What's he yelling?
Let's go. Oh, hit. We could have used you tonight, but yeah, no, I always keep my eyes on Gamescom and Tokyo Game Show and all those, but definitely don't really have a pulse on what's coming. So. All right. Well, I guess that wraps up our questions and feedback. So if anyone want to ask a question, give us any input, or contribute to the next show, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And on that, why don't we hop on over into what we're playing? Selden, what have you been playing this week?
Well, my continuation of games that aren't anywhere near new. I'm playing Fortnite No Build, of course. I worked my way all the way up through the battle pass. I got my Darth Vader costume and all the Darth Vader add-ons, so I'm happy about that.
Must be so proud. Yeah.
I am. Believe me. And did it all in No Build. Didn't have to go into any kind of build mode at all, so it was nice. Other than that, I've been playing. I jumped back into Elden Ring a little bit, grind a little bit more on some of that, trying some other bosses out, get my ass kicked a lot by Melania. Can't beat that bitch. But other than that, I did jump into Sea of Thieves over the last week for the new release of their DLC, where you can now buy yourself a boat. So I bought myself a sloop, and I've been sailing around the islands, picking up treasure chests and turning them in. So I got hit. I actually got yelled at a hit that I was playing, and I didn't invite him to play with me. So.
Nice.
I'm like, I'm a solo pirate. I go in a sloop, lock it out from anybody else.
Wow. So empty Soch. You could have just played with it.
Actually, it was during the workday. I just had the boat on sailing around the ocean to get nautical miles in. So I was like, I really wasn't playing.
Kit wants to know the name of your sloop.
It's the C&H Gross, for the Calvin and Hobbes reference to Gross, which is Get Rid of Slimy Girls, the club he had back in the comic strip. So
Elden is the misogynist of the group, so this makes sense. But...
So yes, that's my ship's name. Nice. You can rename it if you want, but I think it costs actual money or in-game currency or something like that. So I'm most likely not gonna do that. I'll probably just buy a different boat and name that. So
yeah, I've been actually thinking about going back to Sea of Thieves now that I know about all this captaining shit going on and everything else. But yeah, who knows? Especially since Phalo sucks. Maybe I will.
Yeah, I'll say one of the best things about the Sea of Thieves is that you keep that ship, and anything you put on it stays kind of like there. So when you leave and come back, you don't have to redesign and repopulate everything. Yeah. All the little trinkets and stuff that you put around. So
it's nice. Decorate the captain's quarters. Yeah.
So what about you? What have you been playing?
All I played was Jackbox. We're still unpacking boxes here. It's busy. As you can hear, there's still a giant echo in this room because there's not enough stuff hanging on the wall. There's actually nothing hanging on the walls. There are 4 walls and some windows over on this side. But yeah, it's definitely echoey. So I need to do some decorating and get some more stuff unpacked and hung up. But It is what
Is it even like got like walls, or is it just like cinder blocks?
No, these are fully fleshed out walls. This is I
Okay.
can even close the door to this office. It's not like you where you record the show with chainsaws and cinder blocks. This is an actual room in the house. But yeah, no. So hopefully I'll find some more of my wall hangings, put them up, and then we'll be in a little bit better spot than we are now, echo wise. So in case you think I'm just an idiot when I edit the show and don't hear that I'm like, hey, it's me, T Smooth, I'm echoing. I know I'm echoing. So thanks,
You
guys.
should just open those crates of Tool to Play T-shirts that you have, and just leave boxes of small, medium, and large Tool to Play shirts all over the place.
I think I gave away the last two extra large Tool to Play T-shirts that I had as promo items like last week or the week before. So yeah,
It's an end of an era.
might be time to order some more actually fancier ones instead of just the ones that still had the website for older gamers instead of the community for older gamers. So those are vintage shirts found during the move, of course.
Oh, of course.
But that's about it. So Jackbox with the fam, good time. But yeah. All right. Well, on that, why don't we move on over into new releases? First new release out this week is Multiverses, out on the Xbox, the PlayStation, the PC. This is exactly the kind of game you think it is, and not like they already make a game like this. It's called Smash Brothers.
Yeah, but this isn't this like the Warner Brothers and
Yes, yeah, this is going to
is
have
that
all their properties and franchises, and yes. Have you been playing this at all?
no, God, no, nope, not my style of game, not my interest. No fucks given for that game.
Right. Do you like Smash Brothers?
Not really. I never really was a big fan of Smash Brothers.
Because
I
you
don't
lost.
mind the side brawler games, but I'm fine with 1v1. Once you start throwing,
Once you have to
14
track
characters on the
this.
screen, and I'm playing against my son, and he's a button masher, and like I'm just
You're
like,
not playing right. You're not playing right.
I'm like, you're exactly, I'm like that, and then it pisses me off when you knock somebody off the platform, and then they do like a triple jump to get back on. I'm like, no, I fucking beat you. Stay down. So no, I was never a big Super Smash Brothers guy. I didn't mind like Street Fighters and stuff like that, and Killer Instinct.
You like one-on-one. You just can't.
Yeah, I like one-on-one.
You can't track more than one target.
That's probably it.
Okay, yes. Now that we've got to the nitty-gritty here. Yeah. I thought it looked cool, but yeah, it's not my style of game, so I'm probably not going to play it. Other big new release out this week is Madden NFL 23 out for the Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. John Madden, the late great John Madden himself, on the cover. As the
he's his own Madden first now.
Yes. Well, I don't think he has to worry about dying since he already took care of that. But it is sad that he's passed. But the game looks great. I don't know. They've added all kinds of new cool shit this year, like close up, for PlayStation and Xbox, but not for PC, which is weird. But things like when you like mid-air collisions with players and all kinds of stuff like that, where it like breaks into that zoom in camera and spins and just like, oh, people are getting fucked up. But yeah, not on PC though.
Yeah, I'll probably, I think this is probably going to hit Game Pass or EA.
It's on EA Access, so you get your
EA
couple
Access.
free
so
hours.
I'll get I'll play it for
Or
the
EA
3 hours
Play or
and stuff
whatever
like
it's
that.
called. Yeah. Yeah, you get 10 free hours.
Yeah.
Play a few.
So I'll
games.
give it a try because I'll try any of the EA Sports when they come out and give it a go.
You know what they say about EA Sports? It's in the game.
It's in the game.
EA is not a sponsor of this episode. Sorry, I just couldn't resist.
Once again, I hope it's just not another shovelware, but I'm sure it.
No.
With improved graphics, better cutscenes, and
player roster updates, player rankings. And this year, of course, Madden does have the phone number where if you feel like your player does not was not correctly ranked in the players by Madden, you can actually call them and complain. Now, what they do with that, I have no idea, but they at least provide the phone number, um, which people sometimes feel like is like an email you could send, and you're just like, did they even get it? Did they not? But you know that like they're gonna check that voicemail box, or do you?
You know what? I think that we have a better chance of answering your questions and re-ranking Madden by calling
Yes.
our phone number and
Yes.
complaining to us about it.
Yeah, if you don't like the Madden rankings, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or emails at podcast@toolplay.com, and we'll relay that shit to people we actually know that work at EA. So they may not work on Madden. They probably work on something else, but we will relay it to them. All right. Well, on that, Selden, why don't we hop on over into gaming news, this bleak and thin segment. After only 15 minutes of the show, we have reached gaming news. Like I said, what's your name, Fucky? Testarossa. Yeah, you're not getting to work on this show, buddy. Maybe you'll get to a gas station. Yeah. Fill up. That seemed mean. I think I even called you Fucky, so sorry. All right. I'll take this one so that it can't be spun. Microsoft's Xbox One sold less than half of Sony's PS4. Now, we all thought perhaps this was the case. Microsoft stopped reporting numbers at one point after seeing big deltas in numbers. They started tracking other things. Lots of other things. But straight console numbers, this is the first time that Microsoft came out and said, yeah, we sold less than half what they sold last gen. And I don't think it hurt them.
You know, I think saying less than half is better than what a lot of people assumed. Because a lot of people assume that that Xbox only had like a 12 to 25% market share. And to say less than half, that makes me think, maybe we sold twice as much as what we thought.
Yeah.
As an Xbox fan.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not surprising that it's less than half. I mean, I think it was pretty well known that PlayStation 4 has definitely outsold them, but I think it's interesting that you look at this generation and where Xbox isn't even focused on, hardware sales, and
it's all about Game Pass.
Yeah, and and Xbox is doing great.
Yeah.
So.
Hell, you can go get a TV now and play. You don't need to buy an Xbox, and you can use cloud streaming. So, but Carlos in chat saying that you couldn't sell hardware without good software, games to go with it. I think Xbox has always had the games. The only thing is that PlayStation fanboys didn't think those were the games they wanted.
Honestly, Xbox was coming off a very bad couple of generations. I'm like, so.
Yeah, didn't stop. That was not the case in the Nolan house. As you know, like.
You may have had a 14% market share of the Xbox sales.
Yeah, we had for the 360 generation, we had like 6. For the Xbox One generation, we had 7. For the Series generation, so far we're still just at 3, but we only have 1 PS5. So look at that, 3 times as many. If we were the market, Xbox is dominating PlayStation 3-1 in the Nolan household. But so it is what it is. Next
all right.
story.
Next story. Here we go. Microsoft accuses Sony of paying devs to stay off of Game Pass. Apparently, there is some kind of big lawsuit going on down in Brazil. I guess in part of the documents that were sent to the Brazilian regulators, claims that in not straight up, English language or Brazilian.
Probably because it's Portuguese. But yes.
Yeah, Portuguese. But they basically said that Sony is paying developers to not publish online or streaming capabilities to other platforms so that they would keep off of Game Pass and Stadia and all those other, streaming services that were out there.
You
But
find
it
the
was
country with the weakest law, and you go fight it there. Yes.
yeah. So I mean, it's definitely. I think it was kind of known that. I mean, you look at like a Destiny or something like that, where it's known that PlayStation is paying, Bungie at the time that excessive amount to make DLC just for them. It's just rolls over to, it wouldn't be a surprise that they were paying people. Hey, you know what? We'll give you a couple $100,000 to, not sell your game to streaming services like Xbox. So it's kind of a dick move, but it's something I think that is built into the industry in the past. So
It just seems shady though. It's like a pay. It's not like having exclusive content. That's one thing. This is just petty. Like, and petty is almost like a compliment. It shouldn't be. Like, they're just douches. You go fight it in a country that has the weakest laws. Like, oh, it's non-compete, blah blah blah. No, we can do that. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I hope that that there is a little more exclusivity going forward.
Yeah.
Mm.
You want to see them pay to keep it off of somebody else's service?
No, I want to see Microsoft take all their acquisitions and, like Hit just said in chat, Sony is petty about the Activision purchase. So I would like to see a lot more leveraging of Starfield and shit like that. Which I know the show is already too short, Selden, but I'm going to segue us into another story that we can talk combined. Microsoft says Xbox exclusive Call of Duty would simply be not profitable. So this goes along with what we were just saying. It goes to show they thought about it. They were like, well, now that we got Activision Blizzard, hey, Call of Duty, Xbox exclusive. And that would drive every PlayStation fan puss so fucking nuts. They would lose their minds. But in order to spend the dev money they spend on Call of Duty, you need to have full market penetration, like a fire hose. So at least they realize that. But
yeah, and I think Microsoft's taking the right stance on that too. I mean, because when it comes down to it, they have shareholders to answer to. Like, yeah. And you're gonna say, "Oh no, we're not going to sell to half of the market."
We because $70 billion, and then we're going to sell to this little segment. Yes.
It's like, yeah. So
no, I think that goes to show though that in this case, Sony is being super petty because Microsoft's like, hey, we're not going to fuck you. We could like your mom dropped us, the garage code in our DMs, but we're not going to go over there and take care of your mom. So. Just how about you just lay low? And then Sony's like, no way. Yeah. We've already won. Just lay low, dude. Just be cool. And then Sony's like the drunk guy that just wants to get in a fight later. Yeah.
Not sure I'm following this analogy, but
I'm sure plenty of people are. Yes.
Yeah. Also, I know is gamers are winning with Microsoft, and Sony is doing their best to restrict and lock in their gamers to their environment. So,
yep. It's sad, Zeldin. It's sad when the kids are the ones that suffer when the parents fight.
It's true.
Did you get that one at least? I'm trying to give you a portable reference of a real world situation. And maybe you're just too high tonight.
Maybe, yeah.
You're crunked.
Yeah. All right. Anyways,
next story, Selden.
Let's go with people spent. Guess this. People spent much less time watching gaming streams this spring, reports say. Facebook gaming saw a far bigger decline than Twitch and YouTube gaming, according to the Streamlabs and Stream Hatchet. Yeah, I mean, I know that a lot of the streamers that left Twitch to go to Mixer at the time, some of them were picked up for like a year or a 2-year contract from Facebook Gaming after that. I know a lot of them are leaving Facebook Gaming, going back to Twitch now that their contracts are up. But I think that the viewership in whole is down.
That's literally
across
what the story
all
says. Yes.
all platforms of it doesn't matter where you're streaming at or where you're watching. It's just what's it say? It's down 19.4% in Q2 of 2021. It's 12%.
Who would have thunk? Who would have said, "Hey guys, it's dumb to watch people play games when we can play them ourselves"? Who may have said that?
But it's also, I mean, like it's the timing of everything is definitely a lot different. It's like, yeah, we were in the midst of a pandemic. You weren't allowed to leave your house. There wasn't a lot of shit to do. Okay, I'll watch somebody play a game and be entertained for a little bit. Now people are back out, getting out and doing things, and so they're not stuck at home and watching other people Twitch stream. So it's yeah, I think the top of the
we've hit
heap
the ceiling.
I think hit the ceiling. I think they'll survive. It's the middle to lower tier guys that are trying to survive on it are going to be the ones that suffer from any kind of viewership drops. And like the little streamers like me that don't stream that often, we don't give a shit. Yeah. We're broadcasting to the ether anyway, so
I think we finally come to the point where people are realizing that there's other shit to do than watch someone else stream. My ideal stream is anywhere from like 30 to 60 seconds where I go and I search up like how I can't make this jump onto this thing. And I find this one video and it's like, oh, you have to jump on this little thing and then this and this and this and then you're up. And like, that's all I need. 30 seconds of content. I don't need to watch someone do it for 2 fucking hours. And I'm certainly not going to tip someone that's making $1 million right off of Twitch outright. You see these dumbasses that are like, Ninja, here's 100, here's 100. He doesn't need your hundreds, you dumbass. Like, dumb fucks. Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely. I think it's going to change how the market moves and works within the streaming. I think that you're going to have to see a lot more things like tying into it. Like you're going to have to see the Twitch drops, guys getting early access to games, exclusive content drop for these guys and stuff like that are going to attract people in. You're just not going to get the general audience just cruising around like, oh, I want to watch somebody stream Escape from Tarkov today. Let's see who's playing. So
that's never going to be me. I'm never going to say that. Like,
yeah, you're more of the YouTube guy that is only going to look for that specific piece, watch it, and then move on. You're not going to watch the streamer at all. So
yeah, and I'm certainly not going to watch Guy Beam, fucking douche. That's Dr. Shitface for you that don't know, but yeah. I saw he's been stirring up a big beef lately with. This isn't even a news story, but he and Robert Bowling are stirring up big beefs with Call of Duty folks because of his silly faith game that he's making with little Bobby B. But
did you see any of the drop of that the game that they're working, the first dev drop of it?
You mean the thing that no one ever should have shown screenshots of because it looked like it was out of the 80s? Yeah,
It made the first drop of Halo Infinite that got ripped apart look like it's a freaking next generation game.
Yeah, Guy Beam can take his little silly fucking mustache and shove it up his asshole.
Too bad Hit's not here. He'd call you in.
Oh, Where you at, Hit? Hit's been in chat nonstop saying bad stuff. So yes, all you have to do is watch the chat. All right, next story. Disney and Marvel will hold a games showcase on September 9th. Now this is big news. This is during D23. I'm sure we're going to see more of Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. We're going to see all this Marvel shit that's coming down the pike game-wise. I like having more must-see TV events to go and watch and see someone actually put like a longer form than just a trailer up, which is what we've been getting lately. So
All right. This is, I mean, but is this going to be focused on gaming? I mean, it's coming out of what games? The game showcase. So I mean, obviously, it's going to have
it's in
like
the
the
name,
Lego.
Game Showcase.
It's yeah. So it's going to have the Lego Star Wars. I'm sure there's going to be a Lego Marvel of some sort tied in. But do you want to see this? You want to see something like them working more like canon stuff into it? Like, oh, you watch the shows, now you have to play the game to understand what's going on in the show and this movie that's coming out. If you don't play this game, you're not going to understand how She-Hulk got involved in this thing and that thing.
I'm fine with that. It's much better than like let's hire like Paul Hogan to voice fucking Iron Man. Put another Iron Man suit on the Barbie. Like they didn't even give a shit about their voice acting in that stupid Avengers game. Like no one sounded like anyone, no one looked like anyone. It was the dumbest fucking game ever. Carrot Top as Scarlet Witch. Like it's complete stunt casting. No offense, Sullivan.
No, it's I didn't play that. I never played that game, so like I know it's a long running thing with the voice acting.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see what they do, and I like how they're kind of carving off their own event to go with D23 each year. So then you can get like Microsoft does theirs, Sony does theirs, Nintendo does theirs. There's these broader game industry ones. Then Microsoft does their Bethesda and Xbox showcase, and then they do a follow-on to that. And then Disney now is a powerhouse with Marvel and Star Wars and everything else Disney. They can definitely field their own game event. So, and I assume it's going to be on stage at D23 and broadcast live. That's all I can assume.
That'll be interesting. I mean, that might be an interesting show to watch to see exactly what they release and how everything ties up, what the schedule is. Because I know they already delayed their Midnight Suns. I guess that's their. Is that an action RPG or something like that? Or tactical RPG.
One or the other, but yeah. So, all right. Next story.
Do we have another story? Hold on.
I see two more.
I'll take this one since I actually played the game. PUBG adds 80,000 new players every day. That's hard to swallow because that's an impressive number. I'm wondering if maybe somebody got a bot going to create new players for that game. That game's been out forever. For 80,000 new players every day? That's ridiculous.
Just imagine
there's not 80,000 people playing Halo anymore.
Imagine if they even only got like $1 for someone downloading the PUBG client and firing up and doing everything else just from all the built-in advertising and everything else.
Yeah.
That's insane. I guess there are probably 80,000 kids born a day, and if they're all born every day, that means every X amount of then today assert 80,000 kids become of age where they're interested in PUBG, and then the next day there's a different 80,000 kids that are interested in PUBG. What it doesn't show is what the drop off is.
Yeah.
So PUBG
that
loses
how many of these
80,000 people every other day. Yes.
Like that, or their ban hammers, 80,000 people getting banned every day and 80,000 new accounts being created every day.
Yeah.
That just seems like it's a really high number for a daily increase. So.
Yeah, that's why this story jumped out at me, is like an old game and still pulling in fucking insane numbers. Like, think of other games that would love to get 80,000 people a day. And this is an old game, aged. It's no longer Dr. Disrespect's fucking little belle of the ball. I don't know. Fuck them.
Even if it's a portion of 80,000, that's still an impressive number. So,
you do a 10,000. Like,
good for them.
I wouldn't scoff at that.
Yeah.
Well, at our peak, Too Old to Play hit 57,000 active accounts. That's that was pretty phenomenal. So 80,000 a day seems like they
And see
cheated.
that the key word was active accounts. How many of these
Yes.
80,000 are active?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, someone just downloads it, tries it, and is like, "No, this is shit." On to the next one. All right, last.
Every new phone automatically downloads.
Yes, then you get your free stats, and you're good to go. Last and certainly least, Hogwarts Legacy, um, J.K. Rowling's latest homophobic game, is delayed until February 10th, 2023. Um, a lot of us probably were looking forward to this before J.K. Rowling became a huge bigot. Um, I'm not sure anyone uh, really is looking forward to this at this point.
I think a lot of people are disassociating J.K. Rowling's with this at this point, and I think anybody that was looking forward to this game is still looking forward to this game. Um, Unfortunately, some shekels are going back into her pocket no matter what, and
Yeah.
whenever she sells a unit, like that, they're still moving forward with movies and stuff like that, and there's no huge protest stopping the movies from getting made, at least
Well,
that I've
let's look
seen.
at the protests. So you have the protests against J.K. Rowling, bigot extraordinaire. You have the protests that Johnny Depp got booted because Amber Heard shit in his bed. Um, like there's protests all around. These movies are steeped in controversy, and this game is even more so.
So, do you think this game is being delayed because of the controversy, or do you think it's we want to polish it and make it better because
I think
we're
this is
not
a
anywhere
little
close
of
to
both.
delivering?
This is a little of both. You need to distance yourself from the JK hate, and every time they start to distance themselves, then all of a sudden she says something else against trans or it's like what's his name? Sorry, what's their name? Uh, Ezra Miller. Every time they say something or commit a crime or steal alcohol in Vermont or beat up a guy in Hawaii, the Flash movie becomes more and more and more in peril. And Ezra Miller literally could have printed their own checks, but Ezra Miller's a fucking psychopath.
That's a nice way to say it.
Like, I don't know what else. They got in 3 different fights in Hawaii with people that were letting them stay in their houses, and then they went to Vermont and ran out of liquor and broke into someone else's house and stole bottles of alcohol.
They are definitely a train wreck.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. So this is right along that way. Like every time you're like, oh, Ezra Miller, why? Just wait till Flash comes out, then go nuts. And this is the same thing with JK. Like you're like, JK, you got some movies in the pipeline. You got this fucking game coming out. Just shh. And then she's
I don't
like,
think she cares about money
no.
and
Then
stuff like
she's
that.
like,
She's got
she's
more
like,
money than
cheerio, let me give you my hot take on trans folks. And you're like, no, just shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. Yeah. She's she is gonna single-handedly tank this game. It's um I also gave her a Cockney accent just to make her seem worse. All right.
do the Cheerio again.
Cheerio, bloody hell. Crikey. No, crikey, and then I dip into my Australian a little bit. But, yeah. Big Steve Irwin, Crocodile Hunter, Action Man. Anyway.
But I don't know if I'll pick that game up. It really wasn't on my radar in the first place, but it did have some legs. So delaying it's never bad, but it's just I wish we had stuff coming out that was interesting that we wanted to play. A good play.
I hear you. I hear you. All right. Well, I guess that wraps up tonight's abbreviated gaming news. It's summertime and no one's doing shit. Maybe some stuff will come out of Gamescom, but That's what we got. If you have something that we've missed in the news, like you literally have an in with us, like you're like, why didn't they talk about that? That was huge to me. 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@toolplay.com and we will work in the next week's show. You can also comment in this episode's thread in the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors. If we had them, we'd pimp them, but we don't, so we won't. I may have to carve away some of our old, for episode 500, some of the old reads of ads from legit companies back when people actually supported the show. Netflix, Gamefly, I'm trying to think of other big ones. Craft Beer Club. All right, I've already dipped way down from the top tier, but maybe I'll toss some of those in as an after show thing in the episode 500. But if you want to sponsor us, give us a call 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@toolplay.com. You can tell us what you're selling, what you're going to tell you, your past, done. Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool to Play related at twitter.com/Tool to Play. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/Tool to Play. That's where you can find us live each and every week, as well as interact with the Tool to Play community and find some like-minded folks. We have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tool to Play. That is another place we broadcast the show live, and it is also the place that is like your on-demand of Tool to Play content. You can go there, hits, quick hits, tips, immature interviews, Selden's Cam Show, Thick and Thin with LB and Duty, sometimes featuring i6 Hitman. They are all there, every episode, for you to just fire hose yourself with. So definitely go there. Subscribe on YouTube and just start enjoying the content. I have thousands and thousands of hours. So definitely go there and soak it up. Please rate and review the podcast on iTunes. Give us 5 stars, and if you get an extra 5 seconds, write something nice, because Apple's like, they wrote something nice, so maybe this is really a good show. We also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/still_got_game. That is one of the 3 places we broadcast the show live each and every week, and it's Twitch. So if that's what you're into, follow us there. It's not our partnered channel because we like to broadcast on 3 things at a time here. So we're broadcasting this new Still Got Game channel. It obviously does not have sufficient followers, so please go there and throw us a follow. We have a Discord where you can talk to all of us all week long, every day, discuss games, discuss the show, discuss anything else. That is at discord.me/stillgotgame. That is discord.me/stillgotgame. And you'll find us all there, and some of us are more responsive than others. Selden, since it's you and me this week, what do you got to pimp?
Nothing. I have nothing to pimp.
Makes for good radio. And TV.
Yeah. Summer's winding down. Get out and enjoy your local national or state or county park. How about that? Go out and have yourself a picnic, take a hike. If they allow mountain biking or horse riding, go out and do that. And while you're out there, throw some money in their little donation box if they have it, or, just do the nice thing and pick up some, garbage or something like that as you're out there. How's that?
It was unexpected. All right. My number one thing I'm pimping this week is the trash in national parks. That doesn't even really exist, just in case you didn't know. No, so all of my socials and everything else, you can find me at Linktree/Derek Nolan. That's linktr.ee/Derek Nolan. That's got my everything, whether you're a Twitter person, whether you're a Facebook person, whether you're an Instagram person, doesn't matter. And if I was going to throw a bone for something this week, maybe not something that where people go outside, like some inside charity, like I don't know, like restaurants. No, people there is outdoor dining, like indoor water parks. Uh, I'm just trying to give Selden a hard time because Hid is giving him a hard time on our chat, saying that no one should go outside. But really, just throw it to whatever your local charity is. Throw them a couple shekels, and if you can afford it, it definitely would help them out. So, I guess I want to remind you all that you can join us each and every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific at youtube.com/tool2play, facebook.com/tool2play, and twitch.tv/still_got_game. And on that, why don't we wrap this Two Dudes Yet Again episode up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Chris Selden, 007 Selden.
Yet if you can be in the chat on your phone, you can broadcast from your phone.